Pleasure to be here today. I think it's a very apt topic of discussion, what I see here with circularity, EV, and zero emission technologies in the future being in the topic of discussion. So I think from that perspective, when I look at India today, we clearly understand that what got us here will not take us there in the future. And what does that mean? That the way the industry has evolved, the way we are seeing things, I think today is the age where people are way more responsible citizens and are quite accountable for their actions. And clearly, post COVID, all of us understand how health and environment is so critical and important to us. So, keeping that in mind, we clearly see that there are definitely multiple opportunities and trends, but green technology, zero emission technologies, circularity is something which is a basic foundation for such domains. I would talk more about ecosystem approach, where we see that today, in the last few years, today we have reached to almost 270 gigawatt of renewable energy out of the 521 gigawatt of energy portfolio as a country in terms of generation. So, which is majority renewable energy in terms of the installation. And keeping that in mind, when we see that, that definitely offers multiple opportunities to us, that how do we use this green energy. When we look at that, we come to mobility. And when we see electric vehicles today, when we had multiple policy frameworks coming in about 11, 12 years ago, there were apprehensions how people would use electric vehicles. And today in India, we are deploying electric vehicles across two-wheeler, three-wheeler, passenger vehicles, commercial vehicles, buses, and so on and so forth. So there is a huge potential for the industry to grow, and this doesn't do only consumption of energy, renewable energy, but also see that how are we focusing on energy security, which is a much bigger topic, and it is not the only topic, but the most relevant topic when we talk today, especially in the current environment of resilience and challenges which we are facing across the world, is in the Middle East and the West Asia, which has disturbed the energy mix, energy cost, and competitiveness of the whole world. So therefore, with this, we understand that if a country is self-sufficient, how it can insulate itself from global risks which cannot be eliminated at all times. So it is evident and clear for us to understand that such kind of a risk mitigation plan on a long-term basis really defines the future of any country or any organization. So when we saw this, we saw that electric vehicles are definitely going to be the norm of the game, and today I am proud to share that JBM is one of the world's largest electric bus producers, having the largest capacity as well. When we look at that, we see that how are we transforming public transportation, how are we looking at public transportation in a manner that a common man or a aam admi can really use transportation not as a need but as a choice. And that's the transition which was required. Whilst we do this, we also try and understand that we have to look at the whole value chain. If we keep producing electric vehicles in India and we keep buying lithium batteries from other countries, it wouldn't make sense, because then the value addition would go out of India. So therefore, one has to see that you are having the whole value chain in India, and how India is becoming the global manufacturing hub for power electronics, for semiconductors, for lithium batteries, amongst many other areas. Whilst doing this, this brings in many opportunities, and with the advent of AI today, we see that data being the new oil, almost 90-95% of the concerns can be addressed through remote diagnostics. So this really sees that how we as users, if I shift gears and see that have to understand that how a traditional ICE vehicle was being used, today our issues are different, our challenges are different, and how we are addressing those challenges is also different. So with that, we see that with the charging infrastructure, or if we look at the kind of vehicle autonomy back in the day, and even today in certain areas, people talk about range anxiety and other issues. How is that getting addressed? But just to give you a small example, I was just talking, chatting with a few students going to a school where they were using a diesel bus, and for the last year and a half to 2 years, they're using electric bus. And there they saw that when they were put back to a diesel bus, one of the days when the electric bus was not available for some reason, so the children fell sick and they could not use that vehicle anymore, because they were so used to using an electric bus which was noise free, pollution free, and the luxury ride like comfort and the NVH levels were totally different. So it is all about experience, what you are doing and how you are going about it. So I think that is what is essential. So for gaining any experience, we have to alter our ways of engaging and really using any product today. And that is where I see that the whole industry is shifting towards that, and the way technology is embracing us in our life is something which is very substantial, which we at times would not even realize unless we take a step back and then look at it. So whilst doing this, we see now that as a country, how does India today see that we are becoming a leader of the global south? Just last year, I was fortunate to be traveling with the Honorable Prime Minister in Europe, and there we saw that multiple countries, companies in European countries are looking at investing in India, not only for the Indian market, but looking at India for the whole global south, and seeing that maybe 30, 40, 50% of the manufacturing is only for India, but rest is for all the regions across Asia Pacific or Middle East or Africa or SAARC and so on and so forth. So I think there couldn't be more opportune time for us as a country to really harness such opportunities and understand what is the kind of transition and change which we have seen over a period of time, and how we as a country are having the potential to grow at an exponential pace. And that is where the changing technology landscape, I think, would be very evidently fueling this growth. And I personally believe, and it is important for us to understand the impact. So whilst we see the impact, so like today we see that close to about 30 to 40 million passengers use our products only in North India. And if I take across the country, about 200 million passengers use our products across the country for taking rides through the year. So that clearly demonstrates that how people are looking at this, and they understand that with every electric bus, they are able to reduce about 400 to 450,000 liters of diesel, which is required, more than 1200 tons of CO2, which is required, the number of parts, components and products which are used to make a vehicle go down substantially, moving parts, and the vehicle throughput goes up, and they are able to appreciate the technology, because once technology gets simplified, becomes more user friendly, then anybody can really appreciate and engage along with it. So I think that is something which is evident, and which I personally see will be fueling the growth on the AI and the semiconductor side. And personally, the way AI is disrupting the whole industry at all shores, we clearly have to understand that how can we ensure that we are keeping ourselves abreast as an individual, as an organization, to be able to move forward. Because the way things are evolving, I think there are a lot of opportunities, but at the same time they bring many challenges. So being relevant, staying ahead of the curve, and ensuring that we are able to put our perspective across very categorically is very important in the current state of affairs, and not looking at only the local markets, but having a focus on the global market is equally essential. And that's why today we talk about GVC, global value chain mapping, that in the GVC the market share of India is in single digit, whereas the kind of products we produce, the kind of sectors we are in, I think the opportunities are immense. So how are we able to look at this? And the basic theme again which comes back to me on this front is circularity, zero emission technologies like EV, climate, and which is impacting all of us, which is the community and the country at large. So with this, I see that definitely there is a huge avenue available to all of us to really see that how we can take next steps forward. And wishing this conference all the best. Thank you.